Alright, good morning or afternoon, everyone. Today is Friday, September 23rd, 2011. I just want to go over the recaps from the morning live trading session, the trades that I missed, the trades that I took, and the results as of right now. Let's see. Here we go. This was the start of the day right here. Right at the open of the day, there was a short trade. I hadn't gotten all my stuff together to be able to take that short, but that worked out for plus 2 points. I missed it. Any trades you see that I have orange arrows are trades that set up that I didn't take. Here was another one right here. That was a long trade from 19 half up to 21 half for another 2 points. Now over here, we were watching this as it came together. This was the first bubble right here, and the BBC was inside the box on the pullback, so we were waiting for another bubble and we did not get it. It went back inside the box on the long side over here. We got an opportunity over here, but this elongated bubble right here, the first pullback was back here, so we couldn't take this long trade right here. And it's actually good that we couldn't. It moved up here. We got another bubble. This right here, it was borderline, but it didn't pull back far enough to trigger. So we got long over here. We ended up taking a break even on this trade after it went up really close to our profit target. We moved our stop up to break even, and we got a break even on that trade. Alright, the next trade, we didn't take this because of this little wick right here that allowed us to draw a trend line up these bottoms, so we didn't take that. Right here we had a lower swing, but we didn't have a bubble for that swing because this pullback right here is what this bubble was for. Alright, so we didn't have any opportunity right there on that one. Over here we had this big bubble right here. Again, we couldn't take it because of this wick right here. That one would have worked out had we taken it. Actually, the last couple had we taken them would have worked out, but they didn't meet the criteria. Okay. Not sure what was going on over here. Oh, right here we had double bottom, so there's no trade here either. Finally, we break out up above. Right here up above the elbow we have a little teeny bubble right here, but we didn't take that trade. Actually, we didn't have a bubble right there. That didn't come outside. That's why we didn't take that trade. We did take this trade over here though. Finally, we got a nice bubble, and the bubble is when the red bands bubble outside the black bands. Okay, we finally got a nice move up with a pullback right down to the BBC here, and we got that move right there for 8 ticks. All right. The market kept moving on, and it was marching and marching, and we were thinking it was going to keep going up. We couldn't take this over here with this elongated bubble because we didn't have a higher swing pivot. We finally got a higher swing pivot here, but we didn't have a bubble to go with it. Now over here, and these two trades right here, the direction was right. I got long right here on the pullback. We had a nice bubble. We had the pullback down here to the BBC. It came down and it stopped me out just by a couple of ticks, and then it moved on in our favor in the direction we expected it to. This one right here, another bubble right here, pulled back down, and this one stopped us out and did not go back in our favor. Alright, so that put us down right there. We were down 9 ticks right there because we got 1 tick of slip on that one. This right here happened during the break. There was a bubble right here and a pullback up to the BBC for the short. So had you taken all the trades that I missed, you would right now be up about 24 ticks, I think. As it stands, I missed all those trades, so I am not up 24 ticks on the ES. I am actually down 9. So I'm minus 9 ticks on the ES right now. The BBC is inside the box right now, so we don't have any long opportunities. Okay. The YM was a pretty active trader this morning. Okay, I'll go over my trades over here on the YM. My first trade on the YM, we had a pullback up here. I shorted the pullback to the BBC after the bearish cross. I think I took 7 ticks profit on that. Alright, the next trade that I took was this one over here, where it pulled back up to the BBC again, and I shorted it, and I think I got 10 ticks on that. The next trade was over here. We had a bullish cross and a pullback down to the BBC. I didn't take this one because I didn't like the bar that was coming down. It was coming down with too much momentum, and I only used 7 ticks risk on this, so I didn't take that. But what I did take was the divergence trade right here on the close above the MA1. I took that for a few ticks right there, and that one, I was expecting it to get up here to 38, and it actually got way through 38. There was another pullback right here and I did take this one for a few ticks. Okay, I took this bounce right here for a few ticks. I missed this one. One of the fellows in the room, one of the partners in the room this morning asked me why I didn't take this, and part of the reason was because I wasn't paying that much attention to it. I was watching something else, but also because this bar was pretty strong right here, and it was 7 ticks risk. Depending on where I got in, I may have been stopped out to the tick on that one, but anyway, it worked out. I didn't take it, but it worked out. Price pulled down here and pulled back up. This was the first pullback after the bearish cross. That one right there, I missed it because it was during the break. I put an order on, and I was thinking if it came back and got me, I'd be good with it, but that's not a smart thing to do, because in my case, if it gets 10 ticks profit in it, I move my stop up to break even, and if it gets down to the MA1, a lot of times I'll lock in some profit, or I'll actually take profit and get my whole trade off. I was anticipating it moving down to the MA1, which it did right here, exactly to the MA1. Alright, so I didn't take that trade. There was a trade there, but I didn't take it. Let me put the orange arrow on there. For those of you guys who don't know, orange arrows are trades that set up that I did not take. Yellow arrows are trades that set up that I did take. Alright, so that's where that stands. Now, there's a couple other things that I want to go over in this recap quickly. Right here on the 10K, the way to trade the 10K is you look for your bullish cross and your bearish cross of the BBC. The BBC is this green line, and what you're looking for is the MA1, which is this other colored line, the red and blue line, to either cross up above it or down below it. When it crosses up above it, the first pull back down to the BBC after price pulls away and pulls back is usually good for at least a 2-point bounce. So we put a 2-point bracket on that. Right here was good for 2 points after the bullish cross. Right here, the bearish cross was good for 2 points. Right here, the bullish cross was good for 2 points. Right here, the bearish cross was good for 2 points. Alright, that's 8 points right there in 4 trades. There are filters and things like that you can put on that, but we'll just leave it at that for right now. I want to show one other thing here, guys. Okay, I want to just show one other thing in here quickly. A little bit of stuff from the partners meeting last night. We had one partner this morning that was up over $1,000 trading the Russell in the first, I think it was the first hour, first 2 hours anyway. He was up over $1,000 trading the Russell based on the stuff we said last night. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll just point out some of the trades. He started trading pre-market, so I guess it wasn't the first 2 hours. He traded a little bit pre-market. So you can see where the yellow arrows are. This is the Russell. This is a 10-tick range chart. Every one of these bars is worth $100 a contract. Okay. Price pull back up here to the MA1, you get short. Price pull back here to the MA1, you get long. Price pull back here to the MA1, you get short. Price pulls back here to the MA1, you get long. Let me keep scrolling over here. This is the market had just opened up right here. Okay, and there are other conditions that go into it, but right here, price pulled back to the MA1, you get long. I'm not going to give everything away right here. Become a partner, and you'll know why. Right here, you go short. Actually, right over here, you go long. And hang on. Right in here. That's not really a good one. Yeah, possibly right in here for a long. Okay. But that's a little too much divergence there for me, so I'm going to take that off. But anyway, he was up over $1,000 in the first couple hours this morning. And that was the Russell. Now, there's one other thing that we started doing, that we created for a benefit to our partners last night. We actually started, and we're still, working the kinks out a little bit, but an email alert system when certain things happen, so that you can be alerted to start looking to trade some other instruments. And the beauty of the other instruments is the risk is limited to what you put into it, and as long as you're buying and not selling, it's limited to what you put into it, and you can work all that out on your own. Right now, so far from the alert that went out this morning, I believe it was up $1.25 is what I was told. But let me just look right now on my own, and I would have to actually compare it to the screenshot that I took this morning to actually find out. But I think the market is poised to move up right here, and that is what the indication was telling us this morning. So, the type of trade that we were talking about, and we went over this in last night's partners meeting, and last week's partners meeting. We went over the trigger in last week's partners meeting. We went over what to do about it in last night's partners meeting. If it works out the way that it normally does, then it'll be a huge gain for everyone. So far, it's just about $65 to $100 gain, but this is something that you'd hold on to for a day or two. For what it's worth, I'll show you. This was the trigger the last time, and we had an 80-point drop. Okay. There was an opportunity to make about $3,000 a contract on that one in about a day or two. All right. That, I believe, is going to be it. I'm going to wrap the recap up right here. So on the morning, we are -9 ticks on the ES, and we are... Hang on, I don't want to actually trigger an order in here. And we are +19 ticks on the YM. So we're -9 on the ES, +19 on the YM. All right. That is going to wrap it up for the recap.